First, a KCK man who was convicted of murder more than 2 decades ago walks out of the courthouse a free man.
Lamonte&nbsp has always said he's innocent, and he even had the support of the family of the alleged victim, who told a judge in court this week that they do not believe McIntyre killed their loved one.
We have in-depth coverage on his exoneration. We begin this evening with Emily Rittman. Emily?
Brad and Ellen, Lamonte&nbsp walked out of those doors just over there around 3:45 this afternoon. He was greeted by a cheering crowd. Take a look. The crowd was filled with his family members, attorneys from 2 different Innocence Projects, as well as the victim's family members. There was a long line of people waiting to hug him. His mother said she has been waiting to walk in the sunlight with her son. Now take a look at the moment when she got through that large crowd and was able to hug him.
I'm still in shock, but I'm sure to wear out soon. I'm all right. I'm happy, you know. I'm thanking God. I'm thanking everybody who supported me and been there for me. And it feels good. It feels good. I'm happy. Come on. This is what I'm waiting on right here, man. That's what I'm talking about, mama. Damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, Lamont says he is very overwhelmed that they weren't expecting this so soon, that he doesn't even know exactly what he wants to be his first meal. So the only thing he has planned at this point is he wants to go home, relax with his family, and take it all in. We'll have much more on their reaction coming up on KCTV5 News at 6. Reporting live, Emily Rittman, KCTV5 News.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. I'm sure Lamont is just as stunned as everyone else is about this case. Our Angie Racono has been investigating this case for months.
She continues our in-depth coverage with what happened in the courtroom. Angie.
Well, Brad and Ellen, let's back up. I have to say, when I first began investigating this, it sounded like something you would see on Netflix. Here you have a man saying, I've been wrongly imprisoned for 23 years. And the defense team says this isn't just sloppy police work. If you dig deeper, you're going to find corruption and a vendetta. There's a dirty cop who's going around doing all sorts of things and then offering women a choice, sex or jail. And one of the alleged victims is Lamonte&nbsp own mother. There were 2 Innocence Projects that were working on this case. They have spent about 8 years of investigation. They have done more than 100 interviews. The founder of Centurion Ministries told the judge, hey, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I've never seen anything as sloppy and as bad as this. And did you know the KCK Police Department closed this case in just 6 hours, and they didn't talk to all of the eyewitnesses. At moments, the judge could not hold his face. And we have showed you how that detective put 3 of Rosie McIntyre's relatives in one lineup. Also, that investigator called out Detective Roger Golubski by name and said, Judge, this guy, he's the most corrupt cop I've ever seen, and all I do is look at wrongful convictions across the nation. 40 years, 90 cases. Listen to me. So we are back at court this morning, and an ethics expert from Yale starts reviewing alleged ethics violations of the judge and the prosecutor. They had an affair and didn't disclose it. That happened before the trial. And that ethics expert reviewed some other pretty jarring allegations, and he concluded this was not a fair trial. On top of that, Rosie McIntyre, the mother of Lamonte&nbsp, was ready to testify. She spoke briefly, we went to lunch, and when things were really going to start coming out, everything stopped, and the district attorney said, hey, this is about justice and fairness. But you have to sit there and wonder, did they decide, okay, let's stop airing all of the dirty laundry in KCK? So here is my question. What happens next? Who investigates Roger Golubski? The DA said, not him. It should be the KBI or the FBI. And that's what the chief told me 2 weeks ago. We sat down and reviewed all of those stunning affidavits, and he said there needs to be an independent investigation. As for Detective Golubski, he became a captain. He worked on a whole lot of cases, and he has an attorney. Now, we have reached out to him multiple times, and that attorney, they have declined to make any comments. I will keep taking a look at this. The other person who's looking at all of this is Lamonte&nbsp. When he came out of jail about an hour ago, that's one of the things he talked about. There needs to be justice in this case. People need to be reviewing the police and the prosecutor. Reporting live in KCK, Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.
Yeah, thank you, Angie. Lamont McIntyre may be free, but there are still a lot of questions to be answered, a lot of work in this case remaining. And we have extensive coverage on this story, including interviews with family members and more details on the allegations faced by the detective who led this case. You'll find it on our KCTV5 News app as well as KCTV5.com.